Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and fellow seekers of truth, I stand before you today to share a message that has the power to transform your life and unlock the infinite potential within you. This is not just another speech, this is a call to action, an invitation to embark on a journey of self discovery that will challenge you, inspire you, and ultimately lead you to the very essence of who you are meant to be. Life is a symphony, and each one of us is the conductor of our own unique melody. But far too often, we find ourselves lost in the chaos of the world around us, our notes drowned out by the noise of expectations, fears, and self doubt. We become disconnected from our true selves, from the passion and purpose that once set our hearts on fire. And as a result, we find ourselves living lives of quiet desperation, our dreams fading into the distance like a forgotten song. But what if I told you that there is another way? What if I told you that within you lies the power to reclaim your life, to rewrite the score of your destiny and create a symphony that resonates with the vibrancy of your deepest truths? This, my friends, is the journey of introspective wellness, a path that will lead you to the very heart of who you are and what you are meant to become. Imagine a world where every step you take is a revelation, where the very act of putting one foot in front of the other becomes an act of self discovery. This is the essence of the journey, a delicate dance between the person you are and the person you are meant to be. It is a journey that will challenge you to confront your deepest fears, to shatter the illusions that have held you back, and to step boldly into the boundless landscapes of your potential. In the timeless tale, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, we meet a young shepherd named Santiago who dares to dream beyond the confines of his small world. Driven by a recurring dream and a burning desire to find his true purpose, Santiago embarks on a quest that takes him across the vast expanse of the Sahara Desert, where he encounters a cast of characters who challenge him to confront his deepest fears and embrace the unknown. Like Santiago, each one of us is called to embark on our own journey of self discovery, to unravel the mysteries that lie within us, and to step boldly into the boundless landscapes of our potential. But how do we begin this journey? How do we navigate the twists and turns of the path that lies ahead? The answer lies in three essential practices: self awareness, passion exploration, and reflection. Self awareness is the foundation of all personal growth. It is the ability to see ourselves clearly, to recognize our strengths and weaknesses, our hopes and fears, our deepest desires, and our greatest challenges. Without self awareness, we are like ships adrift on a vast ocean, tossed about by the winds of circumstance and the currents of our own emotions. But self awareness is not something that comes easily. It requires courage, honesty, and a willingness to confront the parts of ourselves that we would rather keep hidden. It means taking a long, hard look in the mirror and acknowledging the person we see staring back at us, warts and all. I know this from personal experience. For years, I struggled with a deep sense of inadequacy and self doubt. I convinced myself that I was not good enough, that I would never amount to anything. I put on a brave face for the world, but inside, I was crumbling under the weight of my own negative self talk. It wasn't until I hit rock bottom that I finally found the courage to confront the truth of who I was. I remember the moment with crystal clarity. I was sitting on the floor of my apartment, surrounded by empty bottles and the wreckage of my life. And in that moment, I realized that I had a choice. I could continue down the path of self destruction, or I could choose to face my demons head on and begin the journey of healing and self discovery. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. But as I began to peel back the layers of my own self deception, as I began to confront the pain and trauma that had shaped my life, something miraculous happened. I began to see myself in a new light. I began to recognize the strength and resilience that had always been within me, the beauty and worth that I had been too afraid to acknowledge. And as I continued on my journey of self awareness, I discovered a wellspring of creativity and passion that I had never known existed. I began to explore new hobbies and interests, to take risks and step outside of my comfort zone. And slowly but surely, I began to see myself not as a victim of my circumstances, but as the creator of my own destiny. The second key practice on the journey of introspective wellness is passion exploration. It is not enough simply to know ourselves. We must also discover what sets our hearts on fire, what ignites the spark of joy and purpose within us. Too often, we settle for a life of quiet desperation, trading our dreams for the security of a steady paycheck and the approval of others. We tell ourselves that we are being responsible, that we are doing what is expected of us. But deep down, we know that something is missing, that there is a hole in our hearts that cannot be filled by material possessions or external validation. Passion exploration is about having the courage to step outside of our comfort zones, to try new things and take risks in pursuit of what truly matters to us. It means being willing to fail, to stumble and fall, and to pick ourselves up again and keep going. I remember the first time I ever stepped onto a stage to share my poetry. I was terrified. My hands were shaking, my heart was racing, and I could barely breathe. But as I began to speak, as the words poured out of me like a river, something shifted. I felt a sense of connection with the audience, a sense of purpose and meaning that I had never experienced before. And in that moment, I knew that I had found my passion. I knew that sharing my truth through the power of words was what I was meant to do. It wasn't easy. I faced rejection and setbacks, moments of doubt and fear, but I kept going because I knew that my passion was worth fighting for. And as I continued to explore my passion for writing and performance, I discovered a community of like-minded individuals who supported and inspired me. I found mentors and collaborators who challenged me to push beyond my limits and embrace my full potential. And slowly but surely, I began to build a life that was aligned with my deepest values and desires. The third and final practice on the journey of introspective wellness is reflection. It is not enough simply to have experiences. We must also take the time to process and integrate them, to extract the lessons and insights that will guide us forward on our path. Reflection is about cultivating a deep sense of presence and awareness, about learning to tune in to the subtle whispers of our hearts and minds. It is about creating space in our lives for stillness and contemplation, for asking the big questions and sitting with the answers that emerge. I remember a particularly powerful moment of reflection that occurred during a silent meditation retreat. For 10 days, I sat in silence, observing my thoughts and emotions as they arose and passed away. It was a challenging experience, one that forced me to confront the parts of myself that I had been avoiding for years. But as I sat with the discomfort and the uncertainty, something began to shift. I began to see the patterns and habits that had been holding me back, the stories and beliefs that had been limiting my potential. And slowly but surely, I began to let them go, to make space for new possibilities and perspectives. That experience changed my life. It taught me the power of reflection, of taking the time to sit with myself and listen deeply to the wisdom within. And as I continued to practice reflection in my daily life, I began to see the world in a new way. I became more present, more attuned to the beauty and mystery of each moment. I became more compassionate, more understanding of the struggles and challenges that we all face. And most importantly, I became more authentic, more true to myself and my deepest values. I learned to trust my intuition, to follow my heart, and to live a life that was aligned with my highest purpose. So, how can we cultivate these practices of self awareness, passion exploration, and reflection in our own lives? How can we embark on our own journey of introspective wellness and discover the true essence of who we are and what we are meant to become? The answer is simple. We must be willing to take the first step. We must be willing to confront our fears, to step outside of our comfort zones, to try new things, and take risks in pursuit of what truly matters to us. We must be willing to look deeply within ourselves, to acknowledge our strengths and weaknesses, our hopes and fears, our deepest desires, and our greatest challenges. And most importantly, we must be willing to keep going, even when the path ahead seems uncertain or overwhelming. We must trust in the journey, in the knowledge that every step we take is a step closer to our true selves, to the life we were meant to live. I know that this journey is not an easy one. I know that there will be moments of doubt and fear, moments when we want to give up and turn back. But I also know that the rewards of this journey are beyond measure. I know that when we have the courage to be true to ourselves, to follow our passions, and reflect deeply on the mysteries of life, we unlock a sense of purpose and meaning that cannot be found anywhere else. So let us embark on this journey together, my friends. Let us dare to dream, to explore, to reflect. Let us open ourselves up to the limitless possibilities of the human spirit, to the beauty and wonder of the world around us. Let us become the conductors of our own symphonies, the creators of our own destinies. And let us never forget the power of vulnerability, of sharing our stories and our struggles with one another. For it is in these moments of authentic connection that we find the strength to keep going, to persevere in the face of adversity, and to create a world of greater compassion, understanding, and love. So go forth, my friends, and embrace the journey of introspective wellness. Embrace the courage to be yourself, to follow your passions, to reflect deeply on the mysteries of life, and know that you are not alone, that there is a community of seekers and dreamers walking beside you, cheering you on every step of the way. Together, we can create a world of greater self-awareness, passion, and purpose. Together, we can unlock the infinite potential of the human spirit and create a symphony of life that resonates with the vibrancy of authentic truth, the clarity of unwavering vision, and the luminosity of a life well lived. Thank you.